Jam with an ill touch back, fired in from distance again. Neuer makes the save. Khedira, Ozil. Lovely little ball over the top. Götze with the shot. Muller. In towards Götze! To his knee, and it diverts away from the goalkeeper. Affel. Three in the middle to aim for. And Neuer is beaten! Ghana with the equaliser! Guided perfect. Suleiman Tari through to Jan, who's onside. It's Asamoah Gyan, it's 2-1 Ghana! And it's a brilliant finish. And in! It's 2-2! Miroslav Klose does what Miroslav Klose does best. Germany might be in here. Fantastic defending. But across comes Wakasu. Affel. Andre Ayew making a run into the middle. Jordan Ayew's there as well. Nicely done from Affel. Jan. Neuer, I think, was pretty confident. Lahm. Options left and right. Closer.
Loving fans, and a jolly welcome to TV Africa. My name is Joe LARTEY Jr. and this is Sports World. Today we are going to be discussing the topic that everybody is talking about on the lips of everyone in the country and beyond, and that is the GFA announced brouhaha, the intervention of the president, the dissolution of the Ghana Football Association completely, and then what FIFA has said so far, and finally the too late action of the embattled president of the Ghana Football Association, Kwesi Nyantakyi. We shall also be taking a look at what the legal brains have to say about the dissolution. Were they right to do that? Was the president of the nation right to do that? Or should they have waited for FIFA to intervene? And this and more we are going to be talking about. We'll also talk about the effect that the dissolution is going to have on Ghana football, the Black Stars, the Black Princesses, the Black Maidens, what is going to happen to the Premier League that has been put on hold, what's going to happen to Ghana's qualification for AFCON 2019. This and many more. The most interesting part is the last 15 minutes of the show that is yours, because we're going to activate the phone line for you to call into this program and then share your views on what we're talking about, you and I. Without you, this program is not complete. If you just join us, this is Sports World. This is TV Africa. Kofi Kapito is here and Perry Bakatu is here. You can get to us on our WhatsApp line 055-285-7171. 055-285-7171. For the phone numbers, I'll be telling you later. But please, don't call this line. It's a WhatsApp line. I'll tell you the phone numbers later. So here we are, and we are set on a roller coaster. Good afternoon, Kapito.
Good afternoon, Joe.
Good afternoon, Perry.
Good afternoon.
Matters are rising. Let me start from Kofi. Matters are rising from what has happened so far. Specifically, do you agree with the president's move to quickly go ahead without FIFA's intervention?
I agree with the president 100%. The president is the person who is in charge of all affairs in Ghana. If this had been any other way, fingers will be pointed at him as not being ineffective. If he's acting to, fingers still will be pointed at him. The question is, what is the role of a government? And that is what people should understand. regardless of your private interest and all those things that people are talking about. Yes, I agree. If you have a challenge that maybe you are a football administrator, owner of a team, that you feel that the decision is not right, the courts are there. Go to the court. It happens in any other jurisdictions. I mean, the question, look at what Donald Trump is doing. He came, he says, I'm going to build a wall. Okay, he's doing a lot of things. Agreements that has been signed by previous administration, he has reversed it. He says, I'm the president. I'm doing in the interest of the people that I represent. Yes, some people agree with him. Some people don't agree with him, but that is what he's doing. So I'm very, very not in agreement with some of the legalities that is coming up. The president's job is to protect the name Ghana and the integrity of Ghana. It's as simple as that. Yes, there are other causes. You can go to court, like I'm saying. You can go for anything that you feel it is wrong by government, that the court will then decide whether you have a case or not. But at this particular moment, I am in 100 and not 110, 199% behind the President of the Republic of Ghana.
Perry.
Joe, if what I saw on Tuesday, because I was there on Tuesday.
Wait, Wednesday and Thursday.
No, he was there on Tuesday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, then BBC aired this on Thursday on TV Africa. So, per what I saw on Tuesday, the first day, it's anything to go by. I believe the president did what is the best. Like my senior man Kofi Kapito says, it is the Ghana Football Association that was exposed to the world. And the word Ghana is there. This is everywhere in the world now. So if you are a president and you sit aloof and say, they have been saying the GFA is autonomous, so I'm not going to poke my nose in there, then you'll be doing the people of Ghana a very great disservice. So I believe the president has acted very well. And one funny aspect is that his name was mentioned in there by the ex-president of the Ghana Football Association, where he met the supposed sheikh in outside the country, and they were negotiating as to how to win contracts and finally take over the country. So I believe the president did what was best for the country, and I don't think that anybody can begrudge him for what he did. It is the best decision, and I support him 100%.
Okay. So before I come back, I was going to ask whether the president can just bypass the laws of FIFA and do what he did, and we're going to talk about the replication. But even the people in the legal profession in this country do not sing one song. They have diverse opinions. We spoke with two lawyers concerning this particular issue. Let's go listen to them, and when we come back, the show continues.
I think that is in the interest of the nation and on the same interest of football in general and the interest of the president of the GFA. The president is acting in the national interest. And once you act in the national interest, it's greater than the law. So I support the decision of the president to dissolve the football association. And I don't see it as an interference directly in affairs of football administration, but an intervention, temporal intervention to put things in order. And the level of anger in the people of Ghana, the ordinary people in this nation, if the president don't act, I don't know what is going to happen.
A knee-jerk reaction. Granted, yes, that the announced video brought about some revulsion of the people who were managing the affairs of GFA. Granted, we all condemned it. We all felt that it was a disgrace to the Ghanaian people. But the reaction from government is one I would call as a knee-jerk reaction. The reason being that there is a Supreme Court ruling that says that the GFA is a voluntary association made up of private individuals. And so government does not control the activities at the GFA. So I thought that government should have averted its mind to that ruling. People are saying it's not interference but an intervention. And I say that either way, it is a wrong move, because if you look at the GFA statutes, there are provisions in there to deal with matters such as this. So the owners of the clubs or the administrators of the club should have been invited by government so that there could have been an alternative to the current GFA if they want to dissolve it. But for government to go ahead and say they are dissolving it, or they have plans to dissolve it, or they are working towards dissolving it, for me was a wrong move, because, as you are aware, FIFA frowns upon any government interference here in football. And so for government to make that announcement, and I'm now hearing the Minister for Sports saying that they would now sit with FIFA and the CAF administrators, presupposes that they did not think through before.
So, two opinions, different ones. The government acted in the interest of the nation. There's nothing wrong with it. If the government acts in the interest of the nation, it supersedes the law. To paraphrase, that is what lawyer Maurice Ampa said. And then lawyer Amaliba said that no, the president should have waited, consulted FIFA, and consulted those who make up the GFA, the club owners, and then together they can take that decision. So he thinks that it's a knee-jerk reaction and it's not proper. We'll discuss this and we'll go back and listen to what other people from other areas of the sports industry have to say. Kofi?
You know, I mean, as for two lawyers, I don't have a problem with two lawyers, because that is what lawyers do. So it's only a judge who will decide which lawyer is right based on how you present yourself or you present your case. So the two lawyers arguing, I don't have a problem. But I want to state that this is Ghana. Even if we sign any international agreement, convention, we as a nation, under any president, can decide that I am not going to go by it. Look what America is doing. Okay, the so-called UN resolutions and stuff, that they actually started it. This environmental thing that it is all, it is going. What has America done? They say they won't sign it. Who initiated the United Nations? Who forced the bill of the United Nations?
America, a very large contributor.
So now
this environmental thing was championed by...
even now, this tariffs thing that is going on between America, Canada, and some countries in the United, even France, they are telling America, you can't do that. If you do that, we will do same to you. What I'm saying is, we are a sovereign country. FIFA is not Ghana. People understand. FIFA is not Ghana. If FIFA feels, and I'm not against FIFA, if FIFA says that based on what government of Ghana has done, we will not admit Ghana again in the federation, I don't have a problem. But nobody should fault the president. If the president says, I'm going to suspend, or outwardly, I have banned, I don't have a problem. Because you know what? At the end of the day, when you go and they talk, they say Ghana Football Association and football in Ghana. Why do you think? Okay, when FIFA, was it even the Swiss government who started the investigation into? It was the United States.
Yeah. It was America.
It was the FBI who got the wind,
yeah.
and then engaged the Swiss government for the Swiss government to arrest people.
Because that's in the jurisdiction.
It took a member of FIFA to be a mole or to be
undercover agent.
Undercover thing to expose everything. So look, I am not saying that the team owners will not have any challenges. They will do. But one thing that Ghanaians should understand, there's something called casualties.
Yeah, casualties.
Okay, they have a word for it. Okay, innocent
collateral damage.
Collateral damage.
Yeah.
Okay, there will be collateral damage. And if the collateral damage is the teams themselves, because the team themselves did not do well, so be it. I will not allow anybody to drag the name of Ghana. If you don't get it, please, that is what the courts are there. And I won't fault anybody who says, I'm going to go to the court to seek interpretation as they are branding that the FIFA and the whatever. Can Ghana FA go and tell anything to FIFA? Can Ghana FA go and tell FIFA that even though we are a member, we don't agree with what is going on?
No, but they are under the influence of whoever is in charge. Nobody can go, I mean, you can't. This thing has been happening. Members of the FA knew about it, but nobody did anything.
That is what I'm saying. That look, I was one of football. I was part of an administration.
Yes.
And let me tell you what. In Ghana, we are all hypocrites.
Why do you say that?
Because we are. You know why? If anybody who is interested in football, especially sports presenters, sports editors, no, let me be blunt, will look at my face and tell me that for the past 20 years, or even 25 years, or even 12 years or 13 years under the outgoing president, you haven't had any issue.
Oh, we have had several issues.
That is my point.
I mean, let's be frank.
In terms of alleging that certain things are not right in the way we do our football. Look, who gives the bribe to the referees?
It was initiated by the...
No. Let's assume that what we saw in the tape. Who gave the bribe? A presumed supporter or a member of a football team when they gave the bribe. Are you getting my point?
Yeah, I'm listening.
It wasn't you and I.
No.
It was supposed
football people.
Football people. So if football people cannot do the right thing, and the government of Ghana is saying that I don't want you to disgrace Ghana anymore. We are the same Ghanaians who would keep saying that, oh, where's the evidence? And I'll be blunt. President Rawlings, anytime somebody says Jack, they say, bring evidence. President Kofi, bring evidence. Atta Mills, bring evidence. President Mahama, bring evidence. Even President Nanado said, bring evidence. This is evidence. What do you want, Ghanaians? We should learn how to tell the truth. In any society, there are evil people and there are good people. Are we going to say that because the evil people are going to be affected, we should allow the evil people to rule us? I don't think so.
Perry, talking about casualties, collateral damage, about 6 tournaments ahead. Some of them Ghana is hosting. The African Women's Championship, Ghana is hosting it. And then...
we are supposed to be hosting it.
Yes, we are supposed to be hosting it. Okay, in present continuous. Then you have the under-17. They actually qualified for the World Cup. And then the under-20 is supposed to play in France at another World Cup. The Black Stars qualifying. They're supposed to play and qualify for AFCON 2019. The Premier League is going to be suspended. All these collateral damage, is it worth it?
If only the system will be cleansed, then I believe it is worth it. Because Nigeria charted that path, and right after they did that, they came back and won the AFCON, a tournament they've not won for a very long time. So
Cameroon, they had that problem.
The same thing.
Now they are fit to host AFCON 2019.
Yes. So Joe, I'm not concerned about the rippling effect of whatever has happened.
No, the rippling effect is important.
Joe, let's look at cleansing the quarters very well. If I were the president of the nation, I'll seek all legal means of collapsing the FA, coming out with a new status, because the statutes at the FA right now have given one person so much power that he can pick his vice. He can decide to appoint people to be here and there. The government should damn all the consequences, seek out for a proper legal means of collapsing the FA, coming out with new rules and regulation. Because if we say we are not going to interfere, it's the same people who are there, the same cartel, the same people. And if they are going to the same rules and regulation, Ghana is going nowhere. I know the female under 17 team have qualified for the World Cup. The under 20 have qualified. The under 17 boys are playing their qualifiers. The women are supposed to host Africa in Ghana in November. Yes. The blast place. I know we are soccer loving.
That's what they made their daily bread.
I know, Joe. But
the Premier League is giving thousands of people jobs.
Joe, this
women in the market.
This expose, we know this expose has exposed
people are going to lose their
the
jobs.
rot in Ghana football. And for once, let us pause and do the right thing. Then we can pick it from there. Let's pause, do the right thing, and pick it from there.
Are you aware that in England?
Yes.
Okay. The English FA is the English FA, and then the EPL, just like we're supposed to have GACA, which is somehow connected, and they are not bold enough. Look, I like the submission of Kofi.
Yes.
He said it is the fault of the GACA.
Yes.
And I praise him for that. At least for once he's telling the truth, that they did not do what they are supposed to be doing. The EPL, the FA cannot control the EPL in England. But in Ghana, the FA controls GACA. You say anything in GACA, you'll be punished by the FA. And they themselves have spoken. Like I said, I was part of Kotoko. I saw what goes on.
All right. Now, we want to listen to some of the people that is going to affect what they had to say. It's going to affect the public because of their love for the game. It's going to affect journalists, and then it's also going to affect the sponsor. We're first going to listen to what the public have to say, and then we'll listen to the journalists, and then we'll go to Xylophone and listen to what they have to say as far as their cash is concerned. So first, we take a look at the public opinion.
Nyantechi, for running our presidency in the country, imagine Nyantechi having the gas to tell an investor that if he should produce 11 million, you have the president, the vice president, the minister of road, the deputy minister of road, and he himself. And when that happens, the investor will have you doing this hard work to educate the public. You and I, including the president of the country, will be in the pocket of that investor. What kind of madness is this? How can Nyantechi be here doing this stupid thing, taking money to the extent of taking $65,000 physically cash, putting it in a polythene bag, laughing, smiling, and he claimed, according to Nyantechi, Kennedy Japan, member of parliament for Asin, he is aware of the deal. Yes. But that Kennedy Japan is so troublesome to the NPP, and that they are finding it difficult to talk to him. And when Nanado assumed power or was elected as the president, Nanado intentionally, openly called Kennedy Japan, saying that they want to create a ministry which is not in existence. They just want to create a ministry for Kennedy Japan to enjoy money and wealth, to be able to finance it. And Nyantechi is claiming that the president sold all his properties. Nyantechi he said it's emphatic that the president sold all his properties to be able to win the election 2016. So the president actually needs money to be able to survive. He sold all his properties. He said that you have the president in his pocket. He said the president, brothers and sisters, have been coming to him that challenge, we need money. We sold our property. We need money. This is what President is claiming, that the president's brothers and sisters are coming to him and telling him that challenge, we need money. Hey!
You can see the rage of the people, and it is said that the voice of the people is the voice of God. Is it really true? You're still watching Sports World on TV Africa. Kofi Kapito is here, and Perry too is here. So the general public, they'll be affected by this move of the president because they won't have the football to watch any longer, which is actually a supplement for their joy. The journalists will have less to report on. We may have to go and look for other sports to report on. It's going to affect us as well, and it affects the people who are sponsoring the league. Let's listen to one of the journalists, whether he agrees with what the president has done.
No, I was overly excited. I was so excited because it is something we've been looking up to. I think we had the opportunity to reform the Football Association. Joe, to be honest, I don't understand why people are thinking about competitions now. There is the need for us to reform first before we think about competition. Other than that, the whole exercise is an exercise in futility. If we are rushing to go back into competition, then we have no business dissolving the FA. There is the need for us to take our time to reform. That is the fundamental thing every Ghanaian has to think about. Over the years, we've been to so many competitions. What have we got to show for it? Since Libya 82, how many years now? Over 30 years. What have we got to show for it? We have spent millions of dollars in Africa Cup of Nations, chasing a trophy that is worth $1.5 million. What have we got to show for it? We've been to Commonwealth Games, we've been to Olympic Games, we've been to Women AFCON, we've been to Men's AFCON, club competitions, and they have all come to naught. So I don't see why people are rushing thinking about competition. There is no need thinking about competition now. Let's put our house in order so that when we come back in full force to make impact, not to become also runs and participants. I think the best opportunity is now. You know, when you have the spirit of the nation behind you and for a certain decision to be taken, and you wait for that feeling to leave the system, it becomes difficult. Immediately after Brazil, the euphoria was that, no, we needed changes at the Football Association. Everybody's spirit was behind the president at the time to take that decision. He allowed that opportunity to slip by. Now, the nation is united for a purpose, that let's change the system, let's reform. This is the brightest of opportunities. No need to wait. Nobody should think that FIFA is stereotype. FIFA is robot, and you take any decision and they just come and bam, we have sanctioned you. No.
Dan Kwaku Yeboah was once upon a time the host of this show from 2005 to 2015. You just heard from him. Let's read some messages. Emmanuel Yemokwashi at Obojo. Nyantechi is a big man. We have over 500 radio stations and 100 plus TV stations. He's taking all that over the country. Businessman. First time in Ghana, movie tickets sold out, but the characters in the movie are not happy. I don't know. This one says, good afternoon, Joe. Nyantechi waited so long for his cup to be full, and the cup was overfilled. Honestly, we went overboard. This is Bibi from Accra. Thank you, Bibi. My name is Fancy from Atonsu. You think dissolving the GFA is the best decision the government has taken? Well, let's see. All right, thank you very much. I really think that your sentence is not complete. Keep on bringing your messages. We'll read them as we move on. And so, what Dan Kwaku Yeboah and the public said, we would be going to listen to what the sponsors are saying, but let's digest this quickly and then see what happens. Yes, Perry.
I believe what Dan Kwaku Yeboah says goes to buttress what I just said. You see, let us put competition aside, cleanse our house, and come back strong. Like he said, the whole nation is behind the president to come out with this decision. So if we should wait for this window to slip by, I don't think we shall have another opportunity again. The best thing is to, dissolve everything, come out with new rules and regulation, look for people who are credible, their credibility is not questioned, to come and lead Ghana football for it. Because as you said, football is a passion of the nation, and we can't wait for this window of opportunity to slip by. There's so much rust in the system, but what we watch, the system is rot from the apex to the down, from the top to the down. Everybody is corrupt.
You think so?
Oh, Joe, what are you talking about? Look at the president picking money, stocking the money into a polythene bag. Referees taking money. I was so disappointed with Linear Ade. Women football has suffered a lot in Ghana, and now that people are trying to root for women football, you go and take a peanut of 300 Ghana cedis. Is it peanuts? 300 Ghana cedis, Joe.
And I'm just asking a question.
Yeah, it's a peanut. I'm so disappointed in Linear Ade. I'm so much disappointed. A woman who some people were saying that she can, if given opportunity, she can play a very pivotal role at the FA. Come on.
She was playing a role.
I'm so disappointed.
She was playing a role.
I'm so disappointed in her.
She was playing a role. Kofi.
You know, I'll repeat myself. I am 199% behind my president, Nana Akufo-Addo. The question is, what do Ghanaians want?
Yes, we all want reforms.
Let me tell you
Changes.
what. Like Kwaku Yeboah said, this is an opportunity. If you allow that to slip, and that's what we tend to do in Ghana, when the opportunity rises, and instead of us looking at it and say, how do we reform as a nation, we will go to sleep, and before we could say Jack, the opportunity is gone. This is the time. Look, for the first time, I'm happy that 90% of Ghanaians, both NDC and MPP,
if not more,
let's even say 90%, let's say 10% of some people will be mischievous, but 90%, both NDC, MPP, CPP, PMP, PP, whatever, even including Odike and Ekwadonko, even says that we have to look into this. So what are we waiting for? Look, we go to elections to elect what? Somebody who has a majority to govern us. We don't say the person who got the minority is the one who should come and govern. So if majority of Ghanaians says that this is the way we want to go, look, we can bear the consequences. Look, let me tell you life. In life, if you are not ready to sacrifice, if you are not ready to suffer, there's even in a saying in Akan language that Oba wasuro awarijaye wonya warepa.
Will you want to translate it?
Yeah, a woman who is afraid of divorce might never get a good husband or get into a good marriage.
Yeah.
Because if you're afraid that if your husband leaves you, you can get another man, and when the husband beats you, he doesn't give you chop money, he doesn't take care of the children, and because of fear, you can't leave. Maybe if you come to me, I'll be the best person for you. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the time has come. Look, this is what is done even in the advanced countries. When the situation comes, look at what is going on in America on the debate of guns. Because it has presented an issue that they've talked about for years. Now, it has gone from the streets into the schools.
Yes.
Into churches. Okay. Into business places.
Into homes.
To homes has always been there. But now, it has become something that even people who support guns are saying that, hold on, maybe we should look at it.
Again.
Okay. So the question is, now, if we lose this window of opportunity for us to look, like I'm saying, I don't know which form or way
the reform is
government is going to take. But let me also add this caveat. With all due respect, as we tend to do things in Ghana, whatever that we are going to do, if it doesn't reform drastically, let me emphasize on the word drastically, to let Ghanaians have the belief and the faith in football administration and football officiating. I mean, how can you tell me that they claim that 77 of our referees are on the tape? The committee that appoints referees,
yes.
4 of them are on the tape. The question is, even if you are to resume the league right now, would you go to the stadium?
The trust?
Look, let me tell you what. You know that Kotoko House match? I was in the stadium. The moment that decision was given, I walked out of the stadium. Not me, I'm very, very fair. But the question is, when you see an individual, and as a supporter, that's why I get angry. Why should I go through the hassle? Okay, and all that for one silly person?
Kofi?
No, I didn't say, I said silly. Silly is acceptable. One silly person to break the hearts
of millions
of people. And that's why you're not understanding. That is why they say the responsibility stops with the person who's in charge. You have much commissioners. The person that should be fair and put it where it is. Come on now. This is gone beyond redemption.
Well, you're still watching Sports Live on TV Africa. Let me read these messages, and then when I finish, we'll see what the sponsors of the league have to say. My name is Osei. Okay. This is Yemo from Ogbojo again. He says that, please, Anna should investigate Asamoah lost penalty to Uruguay. Why? I think this on the lighter side. This on the lighter side. My name is Fancy from Atunsu again. Okay, this is a different one. I am Kwame from Kaswa. Nyantechi should pay for all that he has caused the country. Our schools are collapsing while football people are spending our money with no profit. Too bad. Joe LARTEY Jr., Ghana is bigger than the GFA. Because this time is up, as simple as that. So this is coming from George Bamford, who says that he loves this program. You can keep your messages coming. I'll read them as and when. Now, another important part of this discussion is the sponsorship of the league. Just about 3 weeks after the sponsorship deal was signed with Xylophone Cash, this thing happened, and it is really going to affect them, or is it not? Let's listen to the communications person, as the communication head of Xylophone Cash, the sponsors of the Ghana Premier League.
We do not want to come between the FA and the government at this point. What we have to say on this matter is that we have a commitment to supporting the development of Ghana football. We have demonstrated our commitment beyond doubt. And we've pledged that we are ready to sponsor the local league, our Premier League, for the next 5 years as part of demonstrating that commitment. If in course of that commitment, there are 1 or 2 challenges and for which government has to put the whole thing on hold, it doesn't change our commitment. It doesn't discourage our commitment. Ours from Xylophone Cash is to remain calm and hope and pray, keep our fingers crossed that all the stakeholders will galvanize themselves into addressing these challenges and solving them with some sense of urgency so that football should continue in this country.
You're still on Sports World TV Africa. Let's read this last message before we talk about what we just viewed. According to Nyantechi, anyone who can prove corruption allegations on him should come for $20,000. I expect him to do the honorable thing by giving Anas the reward. Masood from Tabora Alaji. I also say $5,000 maybe a share. Anyway, but that is true. He promised that anyone who can have information and prove as a whistleblower will be giving some money.
No, he even went to the extent of telling that he's inviting Anas.
So Anas really did come.
Yeah, you look, the sponsors, I don't blame them. It's their money. They can choose to do whatever they want to do with it. But if this had been in any advanced country, believe me, Xylophone would have dropped or withdrawn their sponsorship. Straight away.
See what happened to Tiger Woods?
No, let me explain. We don't have shame in Ghana. And because the companies also knows that they are consuming public.
But Xylophone agrees with the president of the nation.
Let me explain.
Okay.
I'm a consumer advocate.
Yes.
Why do you think in other jurisdictions, an individual, Tiger Woods, had an extramarital affair? And I can name from here to Kumasi, in advanced countries, movie stars, athletes, all that. Because they feel you are a role model, people look up to you. Or as a company, you are expected to do the right things. So the moment you go wrong, okay, they would drop you like a hot potato because they don't want to be attached to a bad brand.
Yeah.
In Ghana, people who do this don't even understand it. Okay. And it is annoying to hear people who would even say that. I remember some media person was telling me when I was challenging him on this Australia nonsense that happened. Now Kofi Kapito This is a sports person commenting on it. And he is a very big person in sports. That is what we don't understand. We have no shame. And let me put it bluntly. Gone were the days in our culture where people even sacrifice. I'm sure if you go into any culture or any tradition in Ghana, I can boast of the Ashantis that when the chief of Kumewu decided that I will sacrifice my head for the unity of the Ashanti kingdom, you think he was stupid?
He knew what he was.
You think he didn't believe in living? What has has happened to Ghanaians that we don't want to sacrifice anymore. We used to have for the love of the country.
Yeah.
It's become for the love of money. And that thing needs to stop. And to me, time has come. Let's look at people who prance around that they are rich, they are this, they don't have integrity. As a person, if you don't have integrity, I don't respect you. You could be Bill Gates, you could be whoever. Integrity is something that every Ghanaian should be proud to say that you cannot compromise my integrity. And this thing that you see, to me, I don't blame him. It's your money. If you want to give it back to them, that's your own wahala. But my problem is, if this has been in America, Europe, somewhere, believe me, because they know the public will turn against them, in solidarity of the public, they will withdraw the sponsorship.
All right, so it's now time for you to get involved in this discussion. 0240216219, 0240216219. FIFA acting swiftly.
Yeah, FIFA doesn't condone on corruption, and it is clearly stated in its statutes that if you are directly involved in football, money should never change hands. It's part of their statutes. Money should never change hands. And as a FIFA council member, I believe Mr. Kwesi Nyantakyi, Esquire, should have known better.
Let me read this and I'll come back to you.
Okay.
I think it's referring, he said, I really agree with the gentleman. Recently, the Australian cricket team in South Africa,
I was going to go there.
Sega, immediately, the sponsors cancelled the deal. This is Dan from Tema.
Let me tell you.
Dan, Kapito, let me take a call. Yeah, Razak. Hello, Razak. Razak. I think we lost Razak.
You know, on the Australian incident, it was an individual, and let's state it, who decided that he was going to cheat. When the incident was caught on camera, he quickly owed up to it. Then the captain of the team said, oh, it was something that we had planned. So additional 2 members of the hierarchy automatically resigned. The coach, who had nothing to do with it,
also
resigned. The president of Australia
also
is ashamed, apologizing.
Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Your name and where you're calling from?
This is Blessing calling from North Carolina class.
All right, shoot.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the program you are doing, and I like everything about the program. But I just want to ask one question.
Sure.
Is FIFA bigger than Ghana? That's the first question. Secondly, can't we manage our own issue without FIFA coming in? That's the second thing. And the third thing is that if these issues are going to be corrected, and for that matter, we are not going to play football in Ghana, or we are not going to have any sporting activity for the next 2 years for it to correct issues, what does it have to do with FIFA? It is better we correct our home issues and forget about FIFA's side. And when things are well fixed, we'll go back to FIFA and tell him that we've done our homework, now we want to join you, then we play with you. Than to cover this and be thinking about FIFA will ban, FIFA will ban. If FIFA should ban this, it's better for us to correct our homework than to join FIFA again.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
I support my brother and Kofi Kapito. I support them.
Your brother and Kofi Kapito. Okay, all right. Good afternoon, Joe. Nyantakyi waited so long for... Okay, yeah, this is the captain. I think I read it. Let me read another one. This is Philip from Teshi. I think your panelists are really doing justice to this horror in our football administration. Ghana must work again. God help us all. Thank you, Philip. What Nyantakyi has done to deserve such outcry from Ghanaians, Anas giving out bribe should not be commended. You force someone to take bribe. For actually unreasonable thing, Anas should change his style of investigation. Okay, we'll come to that, but let's listen to Evans from Tema. Okay, Evans.
Yes, sir.
Great. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, how is Tema?
Yes, sir.
Shoot. Yeah, listening to you.
Yeah, hello. Good afternoon. Yes, sir. I am Ivan from Telva. Yeah, my greetings to Mr. Kapito.
Yeah, he's here.
Sir, I think, this kind of rot is not something that is decent to my knowledge. But then, all this while we've been hearing some kind of allegation on GFA. But unfortunately, because without evidence, no one can bodily confirm what has been alleged. But current situation has proven it all. So, the steps that government is taking is in the right direction. But we should, as Ghanaians, hold our heart patiently and follow the due process so that we can all come out victorious. Because I think we wouldn't, I'm a youth, so I wouldn't expect this.
Okay.
To happen.
Right. I think you made your point, bro. Bro, you made your point. Thank you very much. This is Semi from La Paz. I think he should be sued and fined. I'm so happy with the work of Anas, and I tell you, we need a lot of people like Anas in this country. Do the right thing because Anas is watching. We're going to listen to what the politicians are saying about this, but before that, complete what you were saying about what FIFA did briefly.
FIFA is an organization, and we decided to join them.
It's an association.
It's an association.
We have the right to join and the right to move out.
To pull out. So FIFA is an association, and Ghana decided to join.
But currently, if you decide to pull out of FIFA,
let me tell any association,
right,
I have the right to join and I have the right
to walk out.
It's as simple as that.
Hello. Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from? Okay. Can you turn down the volume of your television set? Oh, I don't think we can hear him. So we want to listen to the politicians, right? Yes, and then we hear what they're also saying. It looks like everybody is singing the same song in Ghana.
Are you so shocked? We need more of the Holy Spirit. We need God to lead and guide us in our dealings every day.
Right.
It's very important.
Right. I talked to some few people who are saying that the president must resign. Nantes must be arrested now. Do you also accept that?
Well, you will have the court of public opinion. But I think that the president will take steps, I believe, in this matter to make sure that the level of reputation, the level of leadership in this country is not tarnished. So
we need the Holy Spirit. We need prayers. I think we need to work on our conscience. That is because God gave everybody a conscience. See the way he was palpitating.
Yes, because the man was perplexed. Let me put it that way. Look, let me tell you what.
I think I have a female on the line. I barely get females.
Sure.
Hello, Matilda.
Hello.
Yeah, Matilda, my last caller.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Matilda.
All of you.
Yes, nice voice.
Good. Please, can I speak local?
Sure, you can.
Mpaucho. Uhe sisi ya Ghana football ya yewu sisi ya no. Ye nyina ye nyi yo. By very soon be in fact 20 years back, kana 25 years. She hat ne kotoko bobola. She say the eti. Nehwe ene. Hat ne kotoko bobola ka ni ye bie ni for free grandpa. Nipa franco. She ene. She hat ne kotoko. Are we better than band? In fact, yem band here.
Are we better than
band here? Ni yem better na ye nyo homework here. Because GSA corruption started from now. I checked before Nyantechi time. Even Nyantechi so is also time worth demonstrating by Ghana it means short as seller yellow card me a church as allocated. Yeah, can you my course of GSA? The best thing for Ghanaians is a ban here. Thank you so much.
Right, so it looks like everybody's really concerned about what is happening. Somebody is asking me to add Richard Kinton about why he rejected $300,000 in 2006, and then more messages. Unfortunately, we cannot take all these messages. I beg you. Let me have my last words
Joe,
from.
Give me permission to read something that was sent by Prince
Kevin Boateng.
Right. When the
2014.
Brazil, he said there are a lot of issues revolving this Ghana, this team, which Ghanaians do not know, so they say what they feel like. They are corrupt, and they always want to make money from us without working for it. I know I may not be called into the team again, but I am highly elated that I belong to the anti-corrupt group in the team. Sule, Dede Ayu, Jordan Ayu, Kwarase, Kwejo Samoa, Essien, and myself. It is very insane for John Boy. Listen, very insane for John Boy. I say for Dauda, just 45 minutes before the match, all because he can't speak the local language to command the center defense. I am very disappointed in the manager and the entire staff. What is the use of so many GFA officials here? We are very sorry for Ghanaians for what happened, but we are pissed for the way they were using us as their cash cow to dupe the nation.
All right.
How can I? No, let me finish. It is important.
I know, Kofi.
You see, the question is, this boy was not raised like you were. No, like you. Come to your house right now.
No, my house.
No, let me come to your house right now. You are there. I'll ask your son, where is your father? You go, he comes to the room. Go and take Kofi Kapito. I am not there. That is the system that we are all corrupt. So until we face it and say that we need to change, let's see how we can improve from here. And that is what we should be doing.
Thank you, Kofi. Perry, 5 seconds.
Yes, this is not the anti-climax we were all wishing Kwesi Nyantakyi to come. He started as a caller on radio, that's Vibe FM. He was a rep for King Faisal and Upper West Heroes. He became a rep at Garka. And in 2005, in Tofianku, handpicked him. He was voted for to become the president of the FA. You know, like I said last week, you leave the stage when the applause is loudest.
Thank you.
And he didn't do that.
He didn't do that, and look at how he has been dropped from up.
And after he dropped, after FIFA came in, after the president came in, then he also sent in his resignation. I was wondering the kind of sense that makes. Unfortunately, our time is up. I was going to read details of what he wrote in his resignation.
The Ghanaian will never resign until you push him.
Thank you for watching Sports World on TV. My name is Joe LARTEY Jr. I hope you enjoyed it. Kofi Kapito, Perry Bakato. Same time next week, we'll come here with another explosive package. My name, Joe LARTEY Jr. once again. Bye.
This man stuffing cash into a plastic bag is the second most powerful man in African football. This referee taking $600 was due to be officiating at the World Cup this month.